What's up, Slow Gang? It's your friendly neighborhood sloth man, Shmolty, back with another For Honor Hero Impressions video. Today is the day that Jormungandr drops for Year 3 pass owners, and I've had the privilege of checking them out early so I could bring you guys my thoughts. These warriors worship the great serpent that fights and dies at the hands of Thor in Ragnarok. I won't bore you too much with the lore, mostly because I'm too lazy to do research, but as far as I can tell, these guys are like a doomsday cult that welcomes the coming of Ragnarok.
Bring your wrath, Ragnarok, come!
That's metal as fuck. Starting off with the gear, I have to admit the higher rarity armor is a little mundane compared to what's available for the hammer, but I'm sure I've only scratched the surface, and there will be more to come. The mythic outfit this time around makes for some interesting eye candy while you camp an objective waiting for some brave soul to start using up their stamina, that is before you gut punch the rest of it out of them, but we'll get to that in a second. Executions with Jormungandr are as brutal as ever, as we've come to expect. You've got Skull Crusher, where you swing for the fences and completely eviscerate your opponent's face off, or my personal favorite, the magic trick.
How about a magic trick? I'm gonna make this pencil disappear.
Watching the pommel of a hammer get shoved into someone's skull just never seems to get old. Not sure what that says about me, but I'm pretty sure it rhymes with Shmolty. This end screen is pretty badass, where Jorm catches the hammer like Thor, but it doesn't make any sense. You're not worthy, you are the enemy. Now onto the moveset, which is probably why most of you are here, and if you made it to this point, thanks for being a real one. And follow me on Twitch. Jorm, being a heavy class, has the standard combination of light and heavy chains, i.e. light light, heavy heavy, light heavy, and heavy light. Blocked light attacks don't stop you from comboing with Jorm, unlike most heroes in the game, besides the glorious Fat Man. The second light of your chain is an undodgeable, which might not seem very useful now, but it will make more sense once I get into the gut punching. The first heavy of your chain is uninterruptible, but much slower than Sakura's, so it can be a lot more difficult to trade with. It's lacking Sakura's charge-up feature as well, meaning the speed the attack comes at is the speed you get. The second heavy of your chain is a powerful unblockable attack. This swings at your opponents so hard that it actually staggers them, meaning if they are out of stamina, they will fall to the ground. It's at this point where Jorm's greatest attack comes into play, an attack I like to call the Nutbuster. Not only can you not have kids anymore, you'll never have the convenience of using a toilet again. The fact that any hero can stand up after this attack is a goddamn miracle. If they somehow manage to survive, they'd have to create a new gender. Anyway, this attack is done by simply pressing the heavy input anytime your opponent is knocked down, which leads us to the gut punch and grab mechanics. After any first attack in a chain, you can press guard break to bash and drain your opponent's stamina a bit. This bash ends your chain and cannot be followed with anything else unless performed after a parry. If you bash after a parry, you can follow this with a free light attack or heavy unblockable mix-up. And if you haven't figured it out already, you can use the undodgeable light to catch them dodging once they start fearing your gut punch. Outside of this, you also have a grab, which can be done by holding the back direction and pressing guard break in neutral. If you land either of these attacks while your opponent is out of stamina, you will knock them to the ground so you can crush their nuts. If you need to close some distance, you have a forward dash heavy attack with hyper armor that can be soft feinted into a guard break, or you can simply hard feint into the grab if you want to mix them up. On guard break, Jorm has a couple options. If your opponent is doing okay on stamina and you're not near a wall, you should probably just stick with a heavy for the most damage. If they are lower on stamina but not close to a wall, you can quickly light attack to kick them in the gut, and then light attack again for free damage and combo however you want. Lastly, if your opponent is near a wall and or almost completely out of stamina, you can light attack and then throw by pressing guard break to get a free heavy off of wall splat or a free nutbuster on knockdown. Speaking of free, For Honor will be free on the Epic Games Store from August 2nd through 8th for those of you that still haven't picked it up and are tired of playing that one game where you build the things and shoot the things, whatever the kids call it. You can also click the link I've left in the description for more information. In conclusion, Jormungandr likes to punch. He punch very hard until enemy gets sleepy, then he punch them to the ground and remove their ability to walk upright. Any questions? Good, let's wrap this up. If you want instant and early access to Jorm, as well as the final Year 3 hero coming later this year, and of course Season 1 and 2's heroes, Vortiger and Sakura, make sure to pick up the Year 3 pass for For Honor. Thank you to Ubisoft for sponsoring this video, and I'll catch you boyos on the flippity flip.